Hi, and welcome again to another edition of Market Analysis for today, January the 3rd, 2024. I'm Giovanni Benacourt, analyst, trader, and educator with Vantage Markets. So it was a rough first trading day of the year. The Nasdaq had its worst day since October, and the S&P 500 also fell. The Magnificent Seven technology stocks that did so much of the heavy lifting behind last year's market gains all declined. Apple in particular took a dip of more than 3% after an analyst pointed out that the share's nearly 50% rise last year doesn't really match up with slowing iPhone sales. So it was hard to find many clear reasons for the broader slump. It's possible that share prices had become a bit toppy at the end of last year. After 9 weeks of gains, almost 3/4 of the S&P 500 companies were trading more than one standard deviation above their 50-day moving average. Another theory is that fund managers who wanted to be holding strong names at the end of the year might have used the first day of the year to clear the slate. Maybe traders were just grumpy about returning to work, or maybe they just wanted to take some money off the table. On the other hand, there were silver linings in the sell-off. While the winners of 2023 did poorly, some of the losers did well. Value stock gains as growth stocks slid. Pharmaceutical firms Moderna and Pfizer jumped. Consumer staples such as PepsiCo rose. The Dow Jones Industrial Average added about 26 points to reach a record close. And before getting too worked up over any first day losses, investors may want to look at what real catalysts are going to be this year on a day when the Federal Reserve releases minutes of the December decision. That's obviously today. It's worth remembering the market's fortune will depend on whether the much anticipated interest rate cuts are delivered and how quickly. It's still way too early to tell whether markets have started as they meant to go on. So with that being said, let's take a look at what we can expect for the markets today. So as yesterday, I referred that we were going to be opening to the downside, and that's going to continue today. So let's see if 16,400 will be our target initially, but let's see. As far as for the S&P 500, initially 4750 could be a place of support, but I have mine at 4700, psychological round number. The Dow, at least we're gonna go back and revisit yesterday's low. Crude oil yesterday almost touched our resistance. It had a high of 73.61. So by my 49 cents, it didn't reach 74. Today it did slipped off a bit below 70, but it quickly recovered above 70. And because of the Red Sea scenario, all of that tension going on there, will that cause a bigger disruption in the supply chain? Crude oil. So let's see if today we'll have a better fluctuation to the upside, at least initially reaching 72. And once we reach 72, will we reach 74? Then Nat Gas. I'm looking at Nat Gas. We're gonna probably stay within yesterday's range. That's what I'm looking at it. Gold, it is trending lower. So I'm looking at 2020 to be that initial support level. So selling silver, $23 will most likely be met. Copper also trending lower to 375 is a target. Look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin has already had a 4,000 point slid of movement. So this is very volatile. Let's see what's going to happen with Bitcoin. I'm staying out of it. So therefore, the currencies also sliding. Let's see if the euro will reach 1.085, and the pound is the one that is kind of holding itself above 126. Let's see if that will happen. And the dollar index is pushing higher. So if the dollar index continues to push higher and reaches 102.5, we'll see a slide on the currencies and on gold hitting that 2020 most likely. Okay, so that's it for me today. I wish you a fantastic trading day, and I'll see you tomorrow.